Hello and welcome back to the series where I try to conquer Pendor in 250 days. Obviously not exactly 250 days, that would be very, very difficult, but you know, that's the limit. That's the limit of what we got to do here. So we did level up twice, apparently. I didn't even realize that we leveled up twice in the time before, you know, in between. I don't know, I haven't done anything. So I must have leveled up in the previous episode and I didn't realize. Anyway, what we're going to do is I'm actually going to level up my charisma once because I want to level up my leadership and so on and so forth. We're also going to be putting more points in intelligence here too. So what I want to do is we want to get persuasion, we want to get leadership, and we want to get something else. I'm not entirely sure if we want to get prisoner management right now. It is going to be extremely, extremely important later on when we need to capture lords and make sure that they don't escape and all that stuff. Let's see. What about athletics? What about weapon master? What about iron flesh? Any of these things could be potentially useful. I think I'll just go for the iron flesh, even though it's not really that useful for us right now because iron flesh, yeah, you know, you need a lot. You know, you need a lot of strength and you need a lot of iron flesh for it to actually make a big difference. But I'm kind of hoping that it's just going to prevent me from dying instantaneously. Anyway, this is where we currently are. We're in Torba right now, and I'm going to be moving on, and we're going to try and find some bandits, and or maybe even try to find a quest to eliminate this Dashar Raider lair. That could be very useful. Ah, yes, it looks like I found the guy that owns the town. This is actually, as far as I'm aware, the leader of the Dashar, and as you see, he is saying, they've established a hideout in this area, and if you'll destroy it, then I'll pay you 10 billion pounds. I mean, 10 billion gold, because obviously pounds another thing. Alright, so it's time for us to head in to the Dashar hideout. Hopefully we've gotten some pretty decent people. Why do I have a farmer in here? I have all of my Empire crossbowmen are in the top of my party at the moment, so I was kind of hoping that they would be the ones to be included in this, because we're... What? What an amazing shot that guy just made. I literally took a massive headshot for 30 damage. Okay, well, well, this is going to be a bit of a... this is definitely a troublesome situation. I could potentially die here. If I die, by the way, in a bandit hideout, that is game over. They don't allow you to continue, because that's just how bandit hideouts work. In comparison to battles, we have 2 farmers in actual fact. I don't know why we have 2 farmers in this, but alright. I guess I can just be kind of thankful that we're actually bursting through these guys really, really easily. We've lost no one so far, which is very surprising. Whoa, my Empire crossbowmen are just absolute sharpshooters, and they are murdering everything in sight. I can only hope that we're not going to come across any of the, shall we say, Singalian units, because I know that for a fact they have a very, very heavy presence in, you know, Dashar territory. Oh. Right. Okay, well, this is a problem. Yeah, I'm not sure how this is going to work. I'm going to have to tell the infantry to charge in. Gonna tell these guys... Oh, wait. No. Oh, there we go. Never mind. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's a good shot. And then we're gonna have to tell these guys to go around here. Okay, I need my crossbowmen to shoot. I need them to shoot right now. Oh, no. What is this guy doing? What are you doing, you absolute imbecile? He needs to charge. Can you move over there? Yes, there we go. Move over there and actually shoot these guys. Okay, they're actually hitting. That is what we need them to do. Okay, enemy has respawned behind us. We don't really need to worry about that too much. Have they killed? Oh no, there's one there still. Okay, let's move over here. Oh no. That was a nice headshot. Can you kill this? Yes, you can. Wow, very nicely done. Very nicely done. There's another one. There's another one. Kill that, please. Okay, oh, there we go. They're actually listening to me. Whoa, that's crazy. Okay, so, wait a minute. Can I actually pick up their bow? Yes, I can. I don't have any arrows, though. Yeah, there's the arrows. Okay, thank you. Now, this is the reason why I have power draw, obviously, so I can actually use a bow properly. And I think we're good. I think we might actually be good here, friends. All right, this is fantastic because this is going to give us a significant experience increase, which indeed is obviously what we want. I've got to be careful. Whoa, I almost died. Did you see that? That arrow literally whizzed right by our heads. Okay. Okay, come on now. Come on, crossbowman, you can do this. I believe in you. I believe in you. You have this in the bag. I can't really shoot myself, I don't think. If I shoot myself, I'm probably going to die. Okay, yeah, no, I'm not going to... No, I'm too worried. I'm sorry, I'm too worried about doing this from range. I have literally no accuracy whatsoever for some reason. I guess the Deshard bow is just not very good. Maybe. Or maybe I just need more proficiency or something like that, but yeah. Okay, you know what? Should I move my forces forward? The question is that going to help them? Okay. This guy is shooting at me, which is actually good. I just need to make sure that I don't get hit by him. There we go. Okay, sidestep, sidestep, sidestep. We're fine. We are okay. This is very nerve-wracking though, because if I die, that is bad. That is extremely, extremely bad. Okay, they're hitting that guy now, at least. I think she's out of arrows. She's out of arrows. Okay, that's fantastic. There we go. They killed that. Oh, that was a Deathwind Savarin? Really? Whoa. Okay, that's actually pretty crazy. And she is going to die now as well. I hope that I might be able to get the kill, or might be able to... Oh, wow. Anson, you imbecile. I suppose it is actually to be expected that he would die versus this. Can you please hit her in the back? Come on now. This is bad. Okay, whew. I was so worried. Okay, I was so worried about that. Okay, thank you. That is amazing. Look at this. Okay, we got 3 horses, which is incredibly good, by the way. That means that we have a maximum of 6 now, which is exactly what we needed to be able to max out our speed. I can even use the Singalian Noble Saber on my horse, and that is going to fundamentally increase the chances of us being lethal from horseback, obviously. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to take some date fruit, I guess. We're going to sell those. Sell all of this, basically just taking everything that I can because I have so many points in inventory management. Might as well take advantage of it, right? And we gained 131 dinars from our oil press in Ethos. As you saw in the previous episode, we purchased one of those, and it does seem to be doing pretty nicely considering we have a medium-sized army at the moment, and it's doing pretty well to offset the problems that we might be having there. I'm going to actually sell the Singalian arrows here because we have Deshard arrows available here too, and as I said before, I'm not entirely sure if I'm actually going to use anything like this because the accuracy of this thing is just so incredibly low. I don't really want to use that and put my life in the hands of something like this that has 87 accuracy. I think that is going to be just fundamentally dangerous, so I don't really want to do that. We could potentially give that to Anson as well, so let's just sell all of this, sell all of that. There we go, get all of that out of there. Alright, so we got 1,000, which I suppose is decent enough. Let's go into the tavern here as well. We have Richard here. He unfortunately does not have anything for us, and we don't have any prisoners either. We could get some Singalian spearmen if we want to. We could also get this guy. Nope. As you can see, they haven't done anything yet. And I don't really want to get Sarah the Fox because she is indeed going to cost me 1,500. And at the moment, what I'm actually doing is I'm saving up for Lethal Diran. Alright, so we've returned to Empire territory after the quest because I actually don't even... Wait a minute. Yes. We might actually need to go and speak to him to complete the quest. I actually thought that we already just... I thought we got the reward. I thought we automatically got the reward. Whoops. All right. Okay. Yeah, that's gonna be quite funny. All right. Well, this is absolutely fine. Unfortunately, we are up against these guys, which are inherently quite dangerous. So I might in fact have a big problem here. But let's just try our best, shall we? Maybe we'll be okay. I'm kind of hoping that we'll be fine. Yeah, it's probably going to be alright, because we do have a slight numbers advantage against these enemies, but they are so much better than we are in regards to strength that I am somewhat doubting it, to be fair. I'm actually somewhat doubting it right now. Yeah, we might have a bit of a problem here. Oh no, nice damage. Whoa, that was a pretty good hit. Oh yeah, and then I got killed, because of course I did. Yeah, obviously the armsmen behind us, they're really, really good at crossbows, right? They're really, really good at crossbows, so not surprising that they would be murdering us really, really easily. Okay, how are we doing so far? Actually pretty decently. I'm quite surprised that we are still living quite well here, because the Cobra Warriors, Anaconda Knights, and so on and so forth, they're going to be all up in our business, just like they were, and they were doing so much damage to us. Unfortunately, the Anaconda Knight is still running around doing things, as you can see right here. There's a Cobra Warrior there. The Anaconda Knight, I think, is also still alive, but thankfully we have a good number of crossbowmen, and they are so good. They are so good, and it's so funny because these guys are literally not even the max level, right? They're not even the max level, so once they get to max level, this is going to be incredibly, incredibly strong, and that's going to be our main plan going forward. The main plan going forward is to have a large number of Empire crossbowmen, because we don't really have the time to do a CKO or to do Noldor relation or anything like that. But also, obviously, the best course of action for me right now is to probably try to get Lethal Durin, try to, you know, get a couple of Noldor troops, and then also try to get a brewery or something else in a nearby town. Janos, I think, is the next place that I'm going to build something, because I'm obviously down in Empire territory. Anyway, we're just going to take all of this, and then we're going to find the Dashar guy, because I forgot to hand in the quest. And there it is. All right, we found him. 1,000 dinars, 3 renown. Actually, wait a minute. Only 1,000? No, we got 2,000 from that. Yeah, we got 2,000 from that. And we also leveled up, which is absolutely fantastic. And technically, I could ask him for another one. Torba, we could technically... Ooh, we could... Are you thinking what I'm thinking right now? Yes. We're going to do this. Okay, now this is actually something that you may want to be a bit aware of. We do have 50 days to complete this quest. However, just look at what we can do here, okay? Look at what we can do. So let's... I'm a bit worried about this, actually, because I have a lot of recruits and things like that. So if we do get attacked, that might be a bit of a problem. Okay, well, let's just see what happens, okay? Let's just see what happens. So I'm going to be... What should I spec in? What should I spec in? I don't know when we're going to get another Qualis gem. That's the problem. If I can get a really, really easy Qualis gem, then we are going to be in a wonderful, wonderful position. But if I don't, then me speccing into intelligence all the time is not that impactful. Because obviously, think about it. If I gain another 2 in strength, that's going to get me Iron Flesh 4, Power Strike 4, Power Draw 4, loads of increases. I could go for shield. I could go for shield. That would probably make more sense than anything else, because I am going to need better shields in general. That's going to be making everything so much easier for us to survive. Okay. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is, we're not going to do anything here. I'm just going to wait here for some time, and then we are going to collect taxes. Now, the main reason why we're going to collect taxes is... Well, I'm going to show you, okay? I'm going to show you. Hopefully it works as I remember it, because as I said, it's been a long time since I played Pendor, so let's see if it actually works as I think. So it's going to take, it's going to take 2 days. This is a pretty significant time investment for a time-limited challenge, but I think it's going to be worth it, because look at how much cash we're getting right here. Okay, ignore them and continue. We are going to ignore them. We're just going to get as much cash as we can. Because this is a town... Okay, they're actually coming to attack us. Oh. Oh, dear. Are you serious that they're coming at us with... Oh, no, we've only got staves. We've only got staves. This is absolutely terrible. Well, thankfully, these guys are literally just villagers, so we shouldn't have to worry too much about that. Anson can get some kills, too. Yes, 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 murder. Murder, or as we like to call it in the business, spank 'em. Spank 'em real good. Yes, there we go. Your quick action and strong arm have successfully put down the revolt. Okay, there we go. Fantastic. So now we can just wait a little bit longer. That was easy, wasn't it? That was very, very easy. But yeah, as I was about to say, whenever you have a tax collection quest, it's always good to do it, potentially, if it's a town. If you are wanting to get a massive amount of dinars. 6,200 in actual fact. And look, you see this? You see this? There is no duration on the quest. Yes, there's no duration on the quest. So I'm going to be making my way over to Janos because there is a very specific enterprise that I want to get up and running over there. But first, there is actually a fight going on here that I wanted to take part in because this is indeed a party of Omen Seekers, and we're up against, well, we're allied with some Silver Mist Rangers, and I thought to myself, it might be a good idea to get a little bit of relation with them, just in case, although, to be fair, I'm probably not, again, probably not going to be doing any kind of like knighthood order stuff, because it does take a huge amount of time to do things in that regard, but you never know. Maybe we're gonna have a little bit of spare time, but yeah, it's unlikely. Let's just say that it's unlikely. But yeah, I thought I would just, you know, hop in to this little battle and just, you know, tackle a couple of people. And as you can see, there we go. We did gain a little bit of relation with them. And look at that. We actually got not a bad horse. Actually, not a bad horse. Pretty decent considering. Kind of wondering whether I should actually use that or whether we should just, I don't know. I'm probably just going to sell it anyway. Alright, so we've made our way over to Janos, like I said I was going to do. And what we're going to do now is we're going to take a look at the two enterprises that are the best here, which is indeed a bakery or a brewery. These are the ones that are generally good because grain is quite good here, right? So we are going to be going for a bakery. There we go. We're going to go for a bakery. It's going to cost me 4,500, which is absolutely fine, in my opinion. I really don't have a problem with that at all. And this is going to be extremely, extremely good because now what I can do is I can sell some of our horses. Probably going to sell this one, sell that one, keep this, and then that one's going to get repaired from our wound treatment, so we don't need to worry about that too much. And the question is, do I want to use this shield? Is this actually better than what I have? No, this is not better. So there's a band of bandits that are infesting this village right now. I did not get a quest from a farmer or anything like that, which is obviously a little bit unfortunate because they do tend to give you, you know, a little bit of extra stuff. But I'm mostly doing this just so that my crossbowmen can potentially level up. As you can see, basically what I'm doing is taking any fight I can get my hands on. Any fight I can get my hands on where my troops can get a couple of kills, that is perfect because they're more than likely going to be able to level up from that. And then once they level up, well, you guessed it, our power level is going to spike dramatically as a result. And then we're going to be able to tackle much more difficult opponents in the future. At least that's the hope. And then once we've started to tackle more difficult opponents, we'll be able to get good renown, and then we can start doing some tournaments, because obviously tournaments are renown restricted in this version of Pendor, so just bear that in mind. Anyway, 7 renown. Look at, wow, 7 renown? Wow, I'm actually very surprised. Well, it looks as though we have a little bit of an opportunity here. I'm not sure if this is actually any good, but I'm going to try it, okay? We're going to try it because as far as I'm aware, bounty hunters do come equipped with blunt weapons. I think they have blunt weapons, so that might be useful. Anyway, we're going to go and save the village of Ruvar. And basically what I've been attempting to do is literally a hold position, spread out ×2, and that's it. And just letting my crossbowmen do their thing, and then obviously, you know, picking off a couple of people that I can. There we go. Oh, yeah, I actually feel like we do pretty good damage with this weapon, as long as I, you know, come at them with decent speed bonus. I think that's the that's the primary key to doing damage early on, at least in my opinion, because it feels like if you just try to hit them normally, you're going to be doing very little if you have a cutting weapon. Even with a cutting weapon and speed bonus, you're going to be doing, you know, as you saw, about 30 damage versus something like this, which is, you know, to be expected. Let's face it, you know, these things are quite strong. They have great armor, so it's going to be very, very hard to eliminate them, but it's fine. It's fine. Anyway, we're just going to let our forces charge in now, and then we'll be done. And there is level 7, which is really, really nice. Now we can literally just go straight in and actually level that up right away. We're going to be going for another tactics and a little bit of pathfinding here. I obviously want to move around on the map as fast as I possibly can. Let's just get a couple of points back into archery, I guess. Even though I'm not really using a bow at the moment, it is going to be something that we will use eventually. Less talking, more raiding. Yes, we're going up against some Vanskry raiders here. Now, I was kind of hoping that we'd be able to get a little bit more renown, but I am running around with quite a lot of troops, which is not really my intention. I was kind of intending to go for around 50 people. Unfortunately, I seem to have maybe over-recruited slightly, which is decent enough to do in the early game, because if you do that in the early game, you're going to, well, probably lose quite a few people, let's face it, you know, because most of the time, the enemies that you're going to be going up against will more than likely have lots of damage, but as you could quite clearly tell, because we are outnumbering them so dramatically, and because we're actually relatively decent at what we do, apparently now, because we have so many crossbowmen, the enemy just doesn't really know what to do against them. They're just getting absolutely shredded. Well, it doesn't seem as though we need that many, but that means I need to take bigger targets, and I'm going to try to find some. Alright, so a classic trade is to go from a certain place with flax. So, for example, I think Yaviksholm has quite a lot of flax. And if you go over to Avendor, you can sell that for a decent profit. As you can see right here, we're gaining a small profit. Really not very good, because the flax that I bought was quite expensive, but I wanted to make sure that I was remembering that correctly. But yeah, this is a potential. This is a potentially good way to make some, at least early game cash. Anyway, we're going to go into the tavern here, because I'm going to assume, yeah, we have a couple of travelers here. Young Bacchus Noble. Phineas is everywhere I look. Alright, so it seems this is a bit of a desperate times for, well, desperate measures for desperate times, right? Isn't that the saying? I don't know. Anyway, the fact is, this is something that we pretty badly need to do. And something that I never thought that I would voluntarily do, because I am now fighting the Jatu. Yes. Not a terribly big fan of this faction, just purely because they are all mounted, and I absolutely hate that. So, yeah, it's going to be a pretty harsh one. Very, very harsh one, in actual fact. But we need to do this. I need to do this because I am running out of money. I am literally running out of money. I have no money left over from my wages this week. And if I can achieve victory here, I will be extremely, extremely pleased. Hilariously enough, I don't know whether it's even going to be possible. I really don't. I don't know whether it's even going to be doable for me to win this. But I am going to just try, because I need to. That's it. That's all it comes down to. I need to either win this or lose some units fighting them. That's it. Just lose some units fighting them potentially. Oh, no, don't get killed now. I didn't know there was an invisible wall right here. That is bad. Okay, don't get shot. Okay, we're absolutely fine otherwise. Let's try and kill that guy. There we go. He's dead. The Lancers are absolutely terrible. They are so damaging. It's really quite insane how incredibly effective the Jatu are in almost every single respect. And yeah, they're always effective. That's the funny thing. They're always effective no matter what they do. Oh, wow. I really want to take this guy prisoner if at all possible. I mean, I don't really care about taking people prisoner most of the time, but I thought, hey, maybe if we can take someone, then that's kind of decent. I mean, I do have a mace for a reason, right? I should probably leverage it a little bit, shouldn't I? Anyway, 11 round. We did lose 12, which I think is okay, because we didn't lose any crossbowmen apart from one, which I think is okay. I think that's fine. And this is the reason. Now, look at this. Look at what we've got going on here. We have a Jatu Warhorse, a literal Jatu Warhorse, which I can equip or I can sell, either one. We also have some arrows here as well. By the way, we got this bow. Hilariously enough, obviously, this is to defeat Wolfbode the Slayer. That's the reason why the god in question gives this to you. But unfortunately for me, I can't use it because I need Power Draw 5, and I don't have Power Draw 5, and I'm nowhere near being able to even, you know, use that. So that's obviously going to be a bit of a problem. So what we're going to do is I'm actually going to be equipping this short composite bow, even though I'm not a big fan of this weapon at all, but we're going to be using it nevertheless. What about the shield? The shield is okay, not exactly great, but it is better than what we have. So if I can get to shield 4, then that's probably going to be quite nice, right? I think that's going to be quite nice. So let's just sell all of this, sell this, sell this, sell this. Yeah, I need as much cash as possible, so I'm just basically going to be taking everything that I can. And then we'll be moving on to the nearby town, whatever it is. Okay, so we made it over to Marleon's. Thankfully, I decided that what I would do, you know, this is very much strategic here, is that I would just attack or try to be attacked by the first party that I came across. And that seems to have paid off, because that means that I wasn't going to be ambushed by anyone else in that region, if you know what I mean. So that's kind of what I was going for there. Anyway, we're just going to be selling all of this. I will probably... I think I'll just use this instead, actually, to be honest. I think that's probably a better idea. Okay, so we'll just sell everything else. I think we'll probably... Yeah, I think we'll sell everything else. There is really no reason to keep any of this, to be honest. So we'll just sell all of it. There we go. 1,600. That is going to pay my wages for next week. Or at least it should. And then I'll be very, very pleased about it. And yeah, we're still running around with some pretty good stuff. We got the Jatu Warhorse, obviously, as well, which is really nice. And now we can go into the tavern here. We got Kasim. Not a terribly big fan. Oh, Lethal Duran is here. Oh, no. That's absolutely terrible. Okay, that's absolutely terrible. It would have been wonderful if we had enough cash to be able to recruit him right now, but I, unfortunately, do not. However, I did level up, by the way. So what we're going to do is we are, in fact... let me just see whether I can... Yes, I can get shield 4. So that's wonderful. Did I sell my shield just now, by the way? Did I sell my shield just now? I am actually unsure. If I did, then that is hilarious, because I obviously did not mean to do that. No, I didn't. Okay, there we go. Okay, fantastic. So there we are. We're going to use that Jatu Warlord shield. Very nice. And we also have Anson, who leveled up too, so we're going to be speccing him into something. I'm actually not entirely sure what to even spec him in at this point. I mean, obviously, it's pretty clear what we want to spec him in. We want to spec him into first aid, probably engineering as well. So I guess I will do that, even though, for me personally, I would probably spec him into at least 1 or 2 points in Weapon Master so that he can continue to level up his proficiencies. However, I feel like that is probably not going to be the most useful in terms of party skill, and so that's the reason why I'm kind of ignoring it at the moment. All right, here it goes. 62 versus 35. Unfortunately, the battlefields are so small. Why are they so small? I don't know, but yeah, they're very, very small against the Jatu, and I am consistently getting absolutely slaughtered just because the enemy is right on top of us, basically, instantly. And, oh yeah, I'm going to get poked to death here. Yeah, that is, wow. Okay. I was certainly not expecting that, but it's okay. It's okay, because my troops will actually deal with them. As you can see, they have completely and utterly shredded the first wave of Jatu. They've literally done 12 kills in the very first section of this battle, which I gotta say is extremely, extremely good. Very, very rare to see that, considering most of my forces are extremely slow firing crossbowmen who, you know, all intents and purposes are gonna suck versus cavalry. But they're actually doing pretty nicely here, and indeed that is a very, very simple victory here with very few casualties, which is exactly what we wanted. Oh, we did end up losing an armored crossbowman. That's kind of bad. That is kind of bad, because they take a long time to level. Alright, so there you go. Now, from the loot, I'm basically allowing my forces just to equip anything that they can actually wear. And you can see here that we're actually getting some really, really nice stuff right now. And I believe that a lot of our people did just gain some wonderful upgrades. So apart from that, I'm just going to be taking everything that I can. Once again, you know, make use of that inventory management, of course, and then we'll move on. And from one Jatu party that actually died relatively easily without us losing huge amounts of troops or any kind of significant investment. Yeah, sure, okay, fine. We lost one Empire armored crossbowman. That's not that big a deal. It's only one. There are going to be many more of them that are going to die. Don't worry about that over the course of the series. But otherwise, we're going to be gaining 2,300 dinars, which is extremely, extremely good. And I'm in Laria right now, by the way, because I'm basically just trying to stay as close as possible to... Oh no, a drunken caravan guard. Why do you want to kill me, sir? Why do you want to kill me? I'm pretty sure that he would actually be able to kill me right now if... Oh, never mind. Okay, yeah, he just got absolutely massacred. But yes, anyway, the point is, we're here in Laria because it is just so close to Jatu territory. And that's the only reason. Alright, so it's 60 versus 39. This is going to be a little bit harsh, but maybe... Oh, okay. We did actually get a slightly smaller... a slightly larger, never mind. Slightly larger battlefield. This is really, really good. Okay, let's spread them out times 2, and we'll see what we could do about maybe putting our infantry in the front here. I just need these guys... Yeah. Okay, here we go. This is actually perfect. I need these fellows to follow me. There we are. Come on now. Nice distraction. There it is. Fantastic. Now, most of the enemy are basically just going to run just smack dab into our crossbowmen, which is exactly what we want. We just want them to directly charge them because they're just going to get absolutely destroyed as a result of that. Our crossbowmen are very, very damaging when people get close to them. We're just going to tell our cavalry infantry to charge now as well, and hopefully we can get a couple of kills too, because I am still very low level. Just bear that in mind. I'm still very low level. Anson, look at that. He got level 5. That's fantastic. I'm level 9 now as well. That's great. Okay, come on now. I just need to continue leveling. As best as I can. We did lose a crossbowman. That is to be expected. Again, we're up against battle riders and warlords, and this is basically a fundamental arch nemesis of any crossbowman, or shall we say any ranged troop whatsoever. It's not a good idea for me to even be fighting these guys, but I kind of, as I said, you know, desperate times, desperate measures, so on and so forth, really, really needed the cash, and this was the best source of it that I could think of at the time. And they're also giving us some decent renown. Not bad, you know, not bad renown. And amazing experience as well, by the way. Really, really good experience, because every single time one of my guys gets a kill, they are leveling up really quite dramatically. And yeah, I'm actually going to show you my party after this as well, because we can then see. I'm just going to take all this loot first. Alright, so Donovan leveled up as well, as you could see. Let's get that Ravenstone Ranger, Ravenstone Warden, Empire Crossbowman, 2 Armored Crossbowmen. Armored Crossbowmen are extremely, extremely expensive as well. They cost 160 dinars to level up, which is actually insane if you think about it. And then we can actually level Anson and get him... we could potentially get him to 5 engineering, but that is not necessarily required at the moment. I am basically on the lookout. I am on the lookout for fiefs that are being taken that are not from their home faction. I am on the lookout for that, but at the moment that's not really necessary. So I'm going to just get him, and I am actually going to get him a point in Weapon Master here because I feel like it's just fundamentally good for him to be able to get kills. But he is using a hunting crossbow. I need to get him a much better one. And indeed, I could give him a shield too. Does he actually have shield? No, he doesn't have shield skill. Of course he doesn't. Why would he? Anyway, we also have Donovan here too. And he is a trainer skill person, by the way. He is a 100% trainer skill person. So that's kind of what I'm going to continue leveling him in, because he's got 6 in trainer right now. And if we level him to 21 intelligence, he can get 7 in it. And he's even a tactics guy as well. He's even a tactics guy, even though tactics for me is obviously what I'm doing. I'm doing tactics, so he doesn't need to do tactics. So I'm just going to get him some Iron Flesh. He's got some pretty decent combat skills as well. And he is actually in possession of a gun, by the way. This is the only person in the entire mod, I think, that actually comes equipped with a gun. So it's kind of interesting. Anyway, I did level up too. And we're going to be selling for 1,100 dinars here, which is actually okay. I mean, it's fine. I wouldn't say that that's amazing, considering we're literally fighting against Jatu warlords and things like that. I personally feel like we should probably be getting more, but we seem to be getting a little bit unlucky in that regard. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Anyway, we're going to get another point in intelligence here. I'm going to get a point in prisoner management, even though I'm not really needing that super badly or anything like that. And we're going to get another point in inventory management, because we are obviously having to come back to the town every single time we fight one party. I'd like to try to extend that to at least 2 fights. So there we go. Okay, so after a brief stopover in Empire territory, I have now recruited some additional volunteers. They're all level 1 though, basically, so it is not great. Let's just say that. It's not great. They're probably going to end up all getting themselves killed or something like that, but that is indeed, well, that's just how it goes, you know, that is literally just how it goes. So I am going to once again just be playing a little bit of a distraction game here. And we're just going to allow our forces to snipe the opponent as much as possible. This is a slightly smaller party of Jatu, by the way. I wasn't trying to obviously find a smaller party, but I basically just thought, hey, considering we've got a lot of new recruits, it might make sense for me to just go into a battle against a slightly easier party so that we don't end up losing all of them in one fell swoop. And despite that, we are still ending up losing a couple of crossbowmen because, you know, again, the Jatu are just so incredibly good at what they do because they are lancers by profession. They're just going to lance you in the face. Deep penetration right down, you know, your mouth. And yeah. And there it is. We did get 4 renown for it, which I suppose is not too bad. And we also got some pretty decent boots. Some of the gear that we've gained from this stuff is actually quite good. And technically, if I wanted to, I could use it. But, well, some of the higher value stuff is going to require more strength. And I don't currently have that. And indeed, we are now in another battle against some Jatu here, and a relatively similar party size. These guys were apparently really close by to each other, so for some reason, I think this one wanted to attack us at the same time, and they didn't manage to get into the same encounter. If they did get into the same encounter, that actually would have been pretty good for me, because I would have been able to get more renown as a result, but they apparently were not so good there. Anyway, I did get level 10 from this, which is actually really... well... which is actually really nice, I was going to say. Yes. That is actually pretty nice, but unfortunate that I died. I guess it's not too bad. And there it is. There's the battle. We did gain another 4 renown for that. Oh, we didn't lose anyone. Whoa, that's a pretty crazy thing. We also got various loot. That's interesting. We don't usually get various loot. Okay, so that's pretty wonderful. I can obviously just sell that if we want to, or we can give that to... I forget what various loot is for, but I'm going to have to look it up because I can't remember now. So as a result of me not remembering what the various loot is for, I think it's for the baggage train, isn't it? I think it's for the baggage train. Anyway, point is, okay, just wait. We are inherently just gonna keep it, just in case, and I'm just gonna make sure that I remember accurately what it actually is, because I don't want to lose something that could potentially be super useful for this series. So we're just going to leave it for now. But I'm pretty sure if you trade 2 of these, you can get a baggage train from your Chamberlain or something like that. I don't know whether that's accurate, but as I say, I will look it up in between episodes. Otherwise, there's another 2,800 dinars. Absolutely fantastic. And we will now end this episode off here. That's going to be it. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.